What up people, welcome back to another video on React.js. This is Bharat with the Code Monk, and in this video we're going to be talking about the list and the keys. So let us assume that you have a lot of different dynamic content coming into your website. How do you show that to the user? With the JavaScript libraries, the other JavaScript libraries, we usually show them in a heavy manner because there is a lot of dynamic content coming in. But with React.js, it's going to be very simple because they provide us with a very simple interface wherein we can just load this dynamic content and show it to the user without any need for heavy coding. So we're going to be seeing about how to do that in React.js, and by the end of or the second part of this video, we're also going to be talking about what is keys and why is it important in React.js. Alright, so let's get this thing started right away. Alright, I know what you guys are thinking. Why is he still talking to us right now? I just wanted to let you know guys that I have a lot of videos on programming with mobile, programming with web, and a lot of other cool stuff related to coding and software engineering in general. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Alright, to start off with React.js and in the understanding list and elements and keys, the important concept to understand is that why is the list required? So let us assume you have a lot of dynamic content coming into play. We are going to be showing this list of bulleted points or numbered data to the user. It need not be numbered data, but it will even be a lot of dynamic different content coming in. So when that is the case, how are you going to handle those list of data? React.js provides us with a very simple JavaScript method, which is nothing but the map method. And once the map method is used, we can directly port this Java map method and show the user whatever he or she wants to see. So for example, let us take this into the real practice as well. So I have my VS or the Visual Studio Code running right now. I have this from the previous video. If you haven't watched the video on states and lifecycle, I would highly recommend you guys to go and watch that video, because we're going to be taking a little bit of content from that video as well, wherein it's super important basics of JavaScript again, and also the basics of React.js. So both of them are going to be playing a key important role in this video. So starting off with a simple method, I'm going to create a simple function level component. I'll call it home app because I've already rendered it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to return a simple value. What I'm going to return is a list of data. How are you going to return a list of data? You can create list of data by using the li tag, and li tag can say, let's say data 1. So this is going to be the li tag, right? Now I've saved this. I have my server already running up here, so I'm going to go to the and see that it is data 1 here. So this is how simple li tag is going to be. Now what if we have 1000 data with like this? For example, say let's say we have 1000 elements, which is going to be from 1 to 1000. So how are you going to handle that? Are you still going to go in every time and put li? It's not practically possible. So that's where the JavaScript map method gives us this interface wherein we can directly break this simple list of elements into individual element and render it back to the user. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to still have the same method, and I'm going to create a simple variable. Let's call this data from server or something like that. This is going to be a simple data. It's going to be data 1, it's going to be data 2, it could be any n number of data. We can still auto generate this, but for this tutorial purpose I'm just creating them by hand. So this is how the data is going to be coming from the server. Now what we are going to do is directly going to run this into a method called map. What JavaScript does is that it's going to directly give us this very way to show the map, which will break every single element piece by piece. So for example, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4. It will iterate through that, and it will give us an output through that. So how am I going to do that? We'll just do this. For example, let's create a simple variable called as item list, and what we're going to do is called data from server dot map, and inside that we're going to do number. Now what is the map taking is that it's just saying every single data from server is going to be loaded into the number variable, and from the number variable what we can do whatever you want to do. Now what I'm going to do is just hold this here, and here create a simple list tag. So I'm just going to create a simple list tag, and I'm going to show this number or load this number. Now what is happening is that every single data is loaded into a list of tag, and it's going to be showed as 1, 2, 3, 4 bulleted points. Now this is the simplest method to load any n number of data that is coming from the server. Now, how are you going to return it to the user? All you have to do is create now a simple unordered list. These are basics of HTML. If you guys are not aware of what are UL and LI, I would highly recommend you guys to go and watch a simple, maybe a 30-minute crash course or 30-minute tutorial series on basics of HTML and JavaScript, because there is nothing more than LI and UL we are using in this video. So let's jump back into the concept here. So what we have is a UL, and how are you going to show the unordered list? All you have to do is just now show the item list here. Now, awesome. So I'm going to save this, so it's automatically going to refresh for me, and then we go back. It's showing me 4 data. Now let us assume that I have one more data coming into picture. This is the end. Now will it show? Awesome, it's showing, right? So that's how simple we're going to be using the map method that is provided with the JavaScript, and we can do the same across any number of items we have. We could even have a very simple unordered list. We could have a simple div. You could have anything you want to have. You can just save it here. For example, let us change this to a paragraph tag. Does it still work? Yes, it definitely does. Now we cannot give a unordered list here because we don't have li. Instead, I'll just give a div here, and I'll just do a /div. Now will it still work? Let's jump here. It does work. So that's how simple we are going to be loading a list of data into something that is understandable to the user. So that is the basics of list, and how are you going to handle that in ReactJS. Now jumping back to the next concept, which is about the keys and the keys of an element. Why is it really important with ReactJS? The honest answer is it isn't really important at this point. Let us assume that you are understanding the basics of ReactJS. You will come across usage of key equal to in a lot of places. The primary reason for using that, it is to just act as a cosmetic applier, meaning that the ReactJS is going to find it easier to understand that there are actually dynamic content loading in, and it will make sure that it is a simple way to communicate to the React.js that this content, that is whatever is loading in our user screen, might change in the future. For example, let us do a similar thing here. Now let's create another method here. Now the method is going to be, I'll call another component here, maybe sample key. Alright, so now I have a simple method called a sample key, which is going to be another component for me. So what I'm going to do is throw up props here. If you guys are not comfortable with what is props, I would highly recommend you guys to go back to the video on component properties and elements, probably the one of the earliest videos on React.js tutorial series. Okay, now properties is going to give the ability to handle this sample key itself as a tag. So what we can do now is just load this properties and return the value. I'm going to do a simple return here, and I'm going to do is I'm going to do a p tag and close p tag, and I'm going to do a props dot number, something like that. Now the props is not yet loaded, but this is going to be what I'm going to do. Now what this method can in turn do is remove the dependency of this and give it to the sample key, because now sample key is a method that is going to do the work for us. We can remove that, and here instead give the number as equal to, or this need not be a number, this could be data, and we'll change this as a data as well. So we'll give a data as what we did previously as a number. Like, I know this variable is messed up a little bit, but yeah, the idea is to give data is equal to a number. And the next thing what we are trying to do now is we're going to do a key equal to number dot to string. I don't know, it's already string, but let's do number again. Is it unique? Technically this is unique, so this can again act as a key. So what it is trying to do is it's trying to do a simple handle for the unique elements in the list of items. So what this is technically going to do is just do nothing much other than just to show this back to the user. Alright, another important mistake that you guys should not make, always have your components named with a capital letter at the starting. So until then the JavaScript is not going to pick that up. Alright, the mistake is solved now. What we are done is that we have given the data is equal to, and it's picking up right now. And what next you're going to do is to give a key equal to, key is going to be again a keyword, so make sure that you don't use it everywhere. Data is equal to number, and keys could be anything. I'll just do a simple again number because it's unique here for us. Number is this 5 data, and it's unique, so we'll just load it and nothing else happens, because the primary reason is because it is a little bit of a cosmetic reason why we have keys in ReactJS. But another important reason also is because what ReactJS can do at the background is whenever data changes, for example we have a data 5 here, and it will show a changed data here, and it will also be unique. So whenever the user's data changes in the future, it has a very easy way of analyzing where the data changed, and it need not refresh the entire thing again. Rather, it can just refresh the only place where it changed. We can even see that in action, but I'm not really sure because it will happen in a very fast paced manner. We can do is put this here, I'll put this here and try to show you guys what is happening. So this is our important work. Okay, so this is the one. Now what I'm going to do is do a change. It did happen really fast, so I cannot, it should have changed. I can put it in inside a loop and show you guys that this is changing here, but I'm not going to do that right now because it's already the video is getting too longer. Alright, so that is the main reason why we have the list and the keys in ReactJS. And that is it for the video as well. So I hope you guys learned something important in this video. If you guys did, make sure to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button, and that keeps me going. So let me meet in the next video, something really informative on ReactJS. Until then, it's Bharat. Peace out. Have a super awesome day.